Well, they will, usual greeting. Much just panicked. Much usual polite. Hey Minerva, how you doing?
I am doing well, Mindy. How are you doing?
Well, Raiders are gone, which is a huge relief.
That is good to hear. I was able to assume as much considering you instantly said hello without any sort of subterfuge.
They like do like a blink and then like rewind. Yeah, oh, sorry about that.
Why are you apologizing?
Well, it was rude.
Saying hello was rude?
Well, before. When I was rude before.
Your apology is accepted.
I know they do a little nod. Yeah, wanted to check up on you, give you a little status update. We're heading back to Mouse Station now. Here. They pull up a map and show Minerva where. It's their usual stop as far as I'm aware.
A bit out of a way.
I guess. I haven't been on the ship long enough, but I guess this is the usual routine. And it's been pretty reliable.
That would make sense if it is a part of a norm.
By the way, did I find any worms on Minerva?
You did not. Minerva's ship is closed off. And while the raiders were there, the doors were basically always up, so no one could access it. And just like the server room, that both of your hangars, well, both of your hangars had the doors locked. How they got to the shuttle, though, you don't know. They probably got to the shuttle when it was on the moon.
Glad they didn't manage to touch you. There was a real nasty worm that the leader of the raiders stuck on our ship.
That could have certainly been problematic for all parties involved.
Yeah, it basically would have killed us all.
As I said, problematic.
They nod. They absorb this word. They will begin using problematic in their vocabulary.
It is also a good thing they did not put it on me, because they would have likely found that my systems are capable of dealing with petty viruses.
I nod. Yeah, I just hope they didn't find out about you at all.
If they are letting you go, they probably did not find out about my existence.
No. Minerva can tell with the increased frequency of Mindy's entire upper body that this is in fact comforting. Well, yeah. Good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
That it is. It means I don't need to call upon my caretaker. And it means you have more time to work with my associates.
I hear something from, I think, Lauren, that they might be able to get a system to interact with the VIs up and running soonish. So like in the relative time scale, sooner rather than later.
Hmm. Will I be able to interact with them? Or
They
is that
do a
still
blink.
off the table?
They do a blink, and it's like I kind of assumed that you would.
It was made apparent that you would be trying to keep them separate from me.
Yeah, probably separate systems, but at least interaction. I mean, we made that black box and all.
Hmm.
I can do something. I'll think of something.
Very well.
So you can have more company.
That would be appreciated. I see you're more energetic than normal. Is there
Oh,
something on your mind?
oh, just the whole thing with the Raiders is off my mind a little. I have gotten answers to questions.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm. The whole reason why Freya, the leader of the Raiders, that shit was here in the first place, or well, one of the reasons, air quotes, is because we are taking care of her child. I asked. I found out how in the first place we are taking care of her child. Um,
I imagine the story is not nearly as amusing as it could have been.
yeah, no, but well, at the very least, I don't have to worry about her having any more of a blood connection to the Rossi than needs to be. Okay, I'm pretty sure no one on here is the other parent.
You can always do DNA tests unless you have forgotten that technology as well.
We could. We could.
Do you not have a doctor on board that keeps adequate medical records?
No, we do. I'm thinking. Mhm.
Then all you need to
Technically.
do is have them compare the medical records.
Hmm. Technically, though, it's none of my business. On the other hand, I am very curious and would like that extra kind of security. On the third metaphorical hand, Captain told me that he's pretty sure that that he met whoever the father was, or like he thinks he met whoever the father was, and that they're probably dead.
I see.
They like weigh them up and down. Occasionally, like move one up to like their head to mime having a third hand. So there's that. Hopefully, we never run into her again. But uh, told me some interesting news. That there's a doctor starts with an H. What was it, dear GM?
I want to say Heinrich, but I know that's the name of a horse.
I want to say Hatchiman.
Dr. Harkin.
Harkin. Neither of us were right.
Yep.
Dr. Harkin is on this mouse station, and he has been constantly asking salvage ships to, like, take a job. out to the mist, which, of course, as you know, is where the last signal was sent.
That is indeed correct.
Mm-hmm. They basically dump on Miranda the same conspiracy theory they gave to they gave to Melv, but Miranda has more context than Melv, so thumbs up.
Miranda museled over for a moment before they say, the battlefield, or battle site to be more accurate, is more likely to be connected to these signals than this arc is. However, if this battle site is on the outskirts of the mists and the signal is going in towards the mists, it's more likely that it is something else instead. And that perhaps this Dr. Harkin is chasing after different crumbs.
Well, apparently his specialty is biology and psychology.
Those would certainly be important fields to know about for anyone that is interested in the mists.
They nod.
It probably
I say they
explains.
nod, but it's kind of like a whole body bounce.
Yeah. It probably explains why they want to investigate the Ark. As I am sure you know, most siege ships were full of colonists hyped up on mutagens that would rapidly alter their bodies upon arrival of a new world.
Adapt with your environment.
Yes, if an ark was lost in the mists, the individuals inside would be altered to better cope against the mists' psychological stresses. Or theoretically, that would be the case.
They stand up straight. You know what? Mindy standing up straight is like, you know, one of those small like prairie animals standing up straight in alertness. That's that's the implication of them standing up straight. Like, I don't know how to feel about that.
Additionally, if there's an entire intact arc in the mists, I doubt it would be well intact after, well, it could be 1,000 years old, truly. Regardless, it would be quite a boon of information for someone with those sorts of specialities. Especially considering that most worlds on the edge of the mists end up going silent or never succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I am unsure if it's still like that in your time. You're able to know that there's actually quite a few colonies that exist on the mists, but most of them are pretty small because superstitions.
Okay, well, don't
However,
relay this.
during my time, it was uncommon for anyone to live within a light year of the mists, except for remote stations and the most desperate colonists.
Well, I guess a few things have managed to improve then. Few.
Perhaps. If you do end up speaking to this Dr. Harkin, do ask them about any research they did upon the lost colonies along the Mist's fringe.
They will record
Sure,
that.
as I'm sure they would have likely gone to those places first. You might have a better idea of what they're looking for.
Maybe not.
Unfortunately, I cannot tell you much more about it, as all I have is a reference.
Well, it's well. They give a thumbs up. Thank you.
You are welcome.
It's actually wondering. Okay, like technically this was not part of the deal. But I was wondering if there was some kind of way that I could have a direct communication with you.
It is certainly possible.
Mm-hmm.
It would not be that hard. It would mean reinstalling my transmitter. Or alternatively, plugging in a device that has the capability of transmitting signals.
Oh god, they'd have my head for that.
That they would.
I'd really like it. So, I think we'd benefit if you could eavesdrop on whatever conversation I have with Harkin.
Minerva is quiet for some time.
They say this. They say this, but there's the implication of like, there's other reasons. This is just the surface.
I imagine you have a additional pad, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I also imagine you have a adhesive of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
A well-hidden spot is underneath the co-pilot's command console. There is a auxiliary jack that can be morphed to fit any sort of need you have. So even your modern technology, if it has changed much, it will still be able to work. And you just adhere it to the top of that under area. And unless someone is looking very hard, they will not notice it. However, I will warn you, if that is discovered, it is very likely that your superiors will be immensely upset with myself.
Mm-hmm. What they're saying is, get a data pad so that Minerva can watch through, essentially.
Yeah, just
Okay.
plug it in, tape it there, forget about it.
Mm-hmm. It's temporary. This data pad might happen to have a two-way connection with Grim and Grim only.
It might.
And also Mindy's cog.
Maybe.
Maybe. No, I don't suppose it's possible to empathy an AI.
You can try to go off of its tone alone.
Well, they'll try.
Okay. That's a clout interrogation or an attention interrogation.
Let me double check, because I thought I heard gut feeling at some point.
Gut feeling is a very rare occasion thing
Okay.
where I'm also feeling pity for you.
Okay.
But no, it's a sometimes situation.
Okay. I was about to ask, do you pity me, Chance?
I do not pity you.
Attention. Okay, so yeah. I'm remembering the right amount of dice. 2 full successes.
Okay, you're pretty sure she's telling the truth.
No,
Oh,
it's
sorry,
less
sorry.
about the truth and like, is there, like, Miranda saying this, is there, like, any of her own interests that could, is she at all inclined to thinking of ways that she could take advantage of this?
You're not detecting any of that. You definitely detect that they're interested in this. They're also apprehensive about it, at least what it sounds like it. But there's also that you do think there's some confidence in there, as if like you kind of get the feeling that they don't need this to hurt Verossi. They have something else to do that.
They have the freaking custodian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's, but you don't hear any like malicious intent or even like, you know, major intent. It's just more so just idle curiosity, and they're like, it could be cool, but at the same time, I don't want to get in shit with your dad.
Okay.
It's that sort of apprehensive.
Okay, this is just for Mouse Station. They say with their fingers crossed. But yeah, I guess they'll do that.
You're the one with the physical body.
What was that?
They said you're the one with a physical form. That isn't a spaceship. You can remove it at any time.
Mm-hmm. I guess yeah, they'll set up a little so they can communicate with Grissom and never can talk, quote unquote, with Grim a little in his not at all smartness.
Okay.
And Mindy. Because I imagine it wouldn't be too hard for me to like have it so that the communications are with us only.
Yeah, you can definitely set up a private channel.
Mm-hmm. Just in case if anyone does find it. Well, conspiring has happened. They didn't intend for it to happen, and it's happened.
It has indeed happened.
I think after that, that's like the big things.
All right. I need to update my notes now.
Oh boy, okay.
Because I'm just like, fuck. I never expected this to happen in a million years.
What?
This.
Someone giving Minerva a pad that has access to both. Do you restrict anything on it, like, you know, the internet or stuff like that? Or do you just have a direct connection, you just leave it at bare bones as is?
Bare bones.
Oh my god.
Plausible deniability.
Fuck. Yeah, I didn't expect anyone to give Minerva access to the internet.
Yeah, no. Though,
Minerva can now do shit when she's not taking care of her fish.
give her the internet, but it's on safe mode.
You come back and like she's done even more with the fish because she's finally been able to research more.
Plausible deniability.
Yep, plausible deniability.
But Minerva's smart.
Minerva is indeed smart.
Minerva's smart enough to not leave traces around the internet, right?
Yeah. Well, also thankfully Minerva's not a VI, and she can't just zoom across it.
Yep.
She's
yeah, exactly.
She has to go to each individual page herself.
Okay.
So so you know, sometimes when your computer just like goes ham and it just like goes through like a bazillion like tabs for no reason. That's just Minerva.
Okay. Okay.
Well, she won't be bored anymore.
Mindy is gonna actually chance. Mindy, as they're like hunched over setting this up, they're like, "Hey, Minerva."
Yes.
I like to think of you as my friend, if you don't mind.
You're welcome to think of me as such. I, however, must be honest, I do not yet consider you a friend. An acquaintance, yes.
They're not. That's cool. I just wanted to let you know. But,
I thank you for your honesty.
So there's a little surprise on there for you. Please use it wisely. I trust you to use it wisely, that is.
And what is this surprise that I must use wisely?
Internet.
I see. I thank you for this.
It'll last it'll kick in once we're at Mouse Station. And it'll close once we're off Mouse Station, just because, plausible deniability.
I understand.
But,
They look around. They make like a fist bump motion.
yeah. Thanks for, everything.
Silence for a moment. We're welcome.
So yeah, she'll have like kind of limited internet while we're on Mouse.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm. Read only mode. Please don't subscribe to any websites.
You check it when it's back. If a read-only mode has been removed. Minerva made money on the stock market. My
What do you mean
portfolio.
you have a bank account?
My portfolio has grown.
You have a bank account?
I do now.
So, yeah.
I guess this means occasionally, if Mindy's in their cog where it's like just them and Grim, they will be like very quietly narrating things,
Nice.
showing Minerva around, so to say.
Very nice. But it's alright. Mindy already kind of talks to Grim as if Grim's a person and already talks to themselves.
Mm-hmm. Notoriously so.
People just squint at them.
If asked, they say that they're filming like a. It's a start to like a. Rossi not an introduction video, but like best
Documentary?
Hits reel?
Oh.
The documentary. The hash jumping in like, am I gonna be famous?
No. It's for Space Tube.
Nice.
You guys? I don't know if they had a Canadian version, but Scrib.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember America's Home Videos?
Oh yeah.
America's
show?
Home
Oh, yeah.
Videos.
Yeah, it's like that.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I grew up on that.
And thus, ironically, I give unto Minerva gift of further knowledge.
Nice.
Very nice.
I'm probably gonna get repercussions for this.
Probably.
If
If
someone
you're
finds
caught.
out.
Yeah. Which I honestly don't see anyone really catching it.
I mean, the only two people that poke around is Lauren and Mindy.
There's still a difference between that too, because Mindy goes in the ship, right, to talk to Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren doesn't.
Oh, huh.
The only NPC that checks up on Minerva, well, NPCs, is Zai. Celestine said hello to it politely, once. And then, whenever Celestine, has to monitor Minerva, she'll, chat to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But Six is the only one that, actually inspects Minerva, but 6 is normally watching the eyes.
Okay.
So long as you're lucky and 6 isn't on Minerva duty, you'll be
Okay.
good.
Just from yeah. Yeah. They have their plausible deniability. And
Who put
hopefully
that on there? Must have been Celeste.
well, plausible deniability of it was just for this one conversation thing.
Melv. Incoherent rage.
But Mel, they have all this information.
You want me to ping Bree?
Sure.